my early AM check on properties that I'm remodeling right now, and values are definitely starting to drop. And then, I mean, I'm talking about my own properties, uh, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I mean, it depends on your situation, I guess. But like I have one of my tenants home. He's in. I would have sold it, say, for 500,000. If I was going to sell it to him, I would have sold for 500,000. Or we even talked about it. And now that opportunity's kind of come up. I wouldn't mind selling it to him. But the fact is, if I mark it to what it probably was a fair price, that fair price is probably going to be closer to 450, and then I'll take 25 off, basically 6% of what a real estate agent would take, and I'll sell it to him for like 424. Hey, good morning. Um, because in this case, that house I want to, the little red rum murder house I paid 300 grand for, uh, I maybe put 30 in it, and this is okay. I have some plans for some friends and families to sell properties to, and I figured it's worth about 420. It's probably only worth about 400 now, maybe 375. I don't know for sure, but it's pretty clean and neat now because I just gutted it and replaced everything inside. Um, but the reason it doesn't matter is you have to understand when property drops, it, what you're selling. I mean, if you buy it right, and that's what I teach how to do in the mentorship is buy it right. Even if it drops, it doesn't matter. You still got enough of a delta there to make some money for yourself. But also you have to remember, whatever you buy with that money, it's also dropping in value. It's also going down. So a lot of people get hung up on values drop, but you shouldn't worry so much on as an investor. You got to remember everything else is dropping too. The market's getting weaker. I see opportunities coming on the properties that I want, which you guys have been following me long enough. I love retail and I love industrial buildings. Some office too. I have about 185,000 square feet between those three: office, industrial, and retail commercial strip centers. And I'm looking for those kinds of properties, and those are also getting softer, weaker too. Uh, with So this morning I was just thinking, I'm selling my daughters a couple houses too right now, and right now the interest rate that they're getting quoted was 6.8 before the jump. Now it's 7.3. I think it's probably what it is. I mean, they're locked in, but I told them don't even bother. I'll finance it for you for that. So I mean, I'll finance it for them for maybe, I don't know, 5% or something, 4.5%. Basically, what money costs me, and they'll be in, and I kick myself for not getting them in earlier because I could have got a 2.6, 2.7 rate on those homes, but I didn't have the homes and I didn't have them ready, so it is what it is. Not a big deal. But don't sweat values going down. I mean, if you have something you got to get rid of, read my chapter on leapfrogging. That may be very pertinent to your situation. But as far as the home you're sitting in, you're living in, don't sweat it. As far as your investment properties, as long as you bought them right, again, if you want to sell it, sell it. If you don't have to sweat paying taxes on it right away, that's a plus. This is always the dilemma we have is when we go to sell something. If you buy it right, then you should have a considerable profit that you're concerned about. Paying taxes on that you'd prefer to defer. So that's always a common problem. But if you buy it right, you can afford to take your lumps on it. If you're flipping with inside of a year, it hurts a little more. You're going to pay, some of you got to pay state tax too, on top of, the regular tax, the capital gains and the Obama tax, which is another 4%. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that. I really looking forward to the coming months, and I got a lot of people signing up in the mentorship. You guys, this is a great time to get skills. Don't be anxious. You know, it's it's when you're getting a new skill, you're always anxious to play with it, and I get that. But right now, I think we're going to see a pretty heavy drop now after this last hike we just had. I think you're going to start to see the panic set in, and you're going to start to see some panic selling. And right now, I mean, I'm probably going to sell a couple, only because I want to get a little bit more cash in hand. I'm carrying a note for my kids. I didn't anticipate doing that, so wouldn't mind having a little cash. I was going to get some cash out of them for that. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So because I'm going to be the bank for them, they'll be putting their down payments down, but it's not, you know. And this is why I tell you, you're going to see these guys that been talking a big game. They're panicking. I guarantee you. These guys that put these funds together, finance this stuff. Even if they got 4.5, 5.25, 5%, whatever they got on these new properties they bought, they're in deep shit because now they got to. This is the problem. And I'm right now, and I'm actually kind of thinking about Ryan Panetta's property right now. He's got this 330 units he bought. I knew it was a mistake. I said it was a mistake when I reviewed that property. Didn't think it was worth what they were even promoting it to. The projected value was really ridiculous. But you got a property looks kind of like a barracks. It's a low income property. Uh, you know, Not high earners aren't going to be living there, and you're going to have. You got to think about that. Think about the people that are in a low income area, okay, and even just working class area. It doesn't matter, blue collar, whatever. I'm not saying HUD housing stuff. I'm saying low income in general, meaning just say under 100 grand. Those people with the income of less than 100 grand a year coming in, those people are the most, and people that make 60, even worse, right? But those people are the ones that are, that gas hurts them. I mean, just the cost of gas going up is a killer. Gas heating, gas for their car, add in food, heating and eating. Uh, those are major costs to a lower income group, and those people, particularly going into those kind of rentals, there ain't going to be no room to raise the rent. There ain't going to be no room to raise the rent. And believe me, you're not going to have any choices when those people go to pull out or move out, or because they can't pay the rent, or if you try to kick them out, you're not going to have anybody to replace them because everybody's going to be in the same boat in that income class. So it'll be interesting. I hope I'm wrong for just because I don't wish any ill on anybody, but I feel bad for anybody that invests in that class of property because you're upside down. You're already upside down in those class of properties, but and I'm talking about the apartment stuff right now. Anyways, a lot of cool stuff going on. I got heavy clouds in the sky, and I got a little project I've been shooting video on. I'll share with y'all. But putting in a storm drain on a piece of land that just kind of diverting water. Basically, I'm putting a flood ditch underground and moving this water so it no longer is a eyesore and a hazard and a pain in the ass on that particular property. So I'll share that. It's one kind of a little bit out in the country, but I'm hoping to get there when the rain comes, because you'll see that rain pour. See it hit the trench, and then you'll see it kind of disappear into my storm drain, and then you see it coming out the chute the other end. So we were racing the clock yesterday. It was good. It was fun. It was fun, getting, laying a few hundred feet of 6-inch pipe, and and knowing that this is going to work. So it's going to be fun. I'll share it with you guys later. Anyways, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, get my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. I'll be on later again with Chris. Chris, who's in the class, has been a fantastic student, and he's made money. He's living the dream now, and but now he's also working for me, helping me out, and I appreciate it. So you'll see more of Chris, and we'll have to talk about Zoom meeting. Zoom meeting tomorrow. We may just go ahead and do a public Zoom meeting. Maybe we'll do kind of a seminar. Uh, Somebody sent me a little clip of a Chris Crone seminar, and oh my God, it looked like the Home Shopping Network. it was kind of sad, to be honest. But anyways, I did not see any testimonials, which is the worst of it. But hey, that's it. We'll see y'all later. Hey, Chris, see you popped in. Uh, oh man. Hey, Richard, glad to see you in here, buddy. For some reason, uh, some of your comments got buried from me, so I appreciate. Sorry, I didn't respond more quickly to some of your comments. Uh, Richard, but I'll take a look at this. Hey, we'll do a live later. So come back, Richard, if you can. Uh, Always enjoy you in the class or in the channel, and everybody else watching. Put the notifications on. We'll be going live here again sometime today, me and Chris, and maybe we'll do a live tomorrow. Really want to see more people in the class, making money, getting the skills, and there's fantastic opportunities coming. You could, you know get some real estate skills now and have a mentor that can walk you and talk you through when you engage and get into a good deal. And you may get your dream home in the next year or two, and plus maybe a couple rentals, and you'll be on your way. And then you'll have the tools to kind of be rest assured that you'll have a certain level of comfort for the rest of your life. And really, that's a very rewarding thing. Just knowing that, and I'll tell you, these are some of the milestones and goals you'll get. Is you get your home, and you got lots of equity, and maybe get another property. Oh, and you go, okay, good. There's some great income going to come in on this, or you're building wealth, and then you do a few of those deals, and then you kind of realize, hey, you know what? I would have to really blow it badly to screw up what I've created. In other words, you could actually have pretty good income coming in, and growing with the other rentals that you have, and because you built it yourself, you're going to hold on to it. You're going to appreciate it. You're not going to make any of the mistakes that many people do make, and because you'll have been mentored by me, number one, and but you'll reap the benefits for years, the rest of your life, and you pass it on. That generational wealth. Nothing. Nothing feels better than knowing that, hey, the world keeps getting more fucked up all the time, and things getting just crimes going through the roof and all this other bullshit, and there's just gotta, it's just a nice feeling to be able to be assured that you can kind of help the people you want to help the way you want to. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. Again, hit that subscribe